Good morning, friends. Welcome to Gardening with Creekside and this week's nursery tour. It is a beautiful, balmy, humid Saturday morning here in North Carolina. The nursery is about to open in about 2 minutes, so if you hear hustle and bustle around, it is just us getting ready to welcome our customers here at Creekside. What we're going to do today on our nursery tour is we're going to focus on mainly a lot of good shrubs that are really coming into their own this time of year. Of course, we love spring, right? Loads of color, but as we progress through the season, here we find ourselves towards the end of July. It's hot, it's humid, the days are long, the nights are hot, but some of these shrubs, this is where they just absolutely thrive. And we always talk to you about planning your garden throughout the season, right? We don't want to just focus on spring, we want to focus on the different seasons and as they progress through. All right, so this is an absolutely gorgeous hibiscus. I love this. This is Candy Crush, and Candy Crush has very hot pink, very bright, bold blooms on it that can get 7 to 8 inches wide on it, but it has a gorgeous, just that traditional, beautiful green foliage. So the contrast between the blooms and the foliage is stunning. Now, Candy Crush is going to be in about that 4.5 foot tall range. Depending on your summerifics will depend on their size. Some of them are taller and skinnier, some of them are shorter and wider. It just depends on what color you're looking for and then your space. What does your space allow? But the great thing about the summerifics, of course, is their blooms, right? I mean, they are absolutely stunning, but they work for a whole host of ranges. So they are hardy in zones 4 to 9. I mean, extremely cold hardy and can handle the heat and humidity of the South like champs. So we're just gonna run down real quick and show you the different colors. So we've got Candy Crush, of course, that beautiful hot pink color. Then there is Spinderella. This one's relatively new to the market in the last 2 years. Spinderella, beautiful pink and white swirls with that hot pink center. Very, very lovely. Fantastic colors. It's a softer color, right? And then as we move down here, there is French Vanilla. Now they say that French Vanilla is kind of in the yellow family. Yeah, okay. So it's really a very, very soft yellow, exactly like French vanilla ice cream. Beautiful color. And then Holy Grail. Now, Holy Grail is, it is hard to beat Holy Grail. Jerry, can you come over this way? Because I want you to look at the size of this bloom. We have a friend of ours who also happens to be a customer of ours, and she lives like 2 minutes away from us. And she has a Holy Grail in her front yard. And every time I drive by her house, I about wreck because I can't stop staring at her Holy Grail. It is stunning. Debbie has it in the full sun. I mean, it gets sun up to sundown, but it is covered. Like, these are my hands, and you can see just how huge this thing is. And the more sun it gets, the darker the foliage is. So that is super fun with Holy Grail. Again, depending on your size, the space that you have in your garden, and then the color that you want. I mean, there is a summerific for you. Now, we got in some new plants, some new shrubs this week, and so I want to share them with you. One, we love this Pittosporum. This is Mojo Pittosporum. It is covered in, it's either Mojo or Moho. Mojo? Mojo. It is Mojo. So Mojo Pittosporum, which is wonderful evergreen low shrub. There's the tag if you want to look at it. You can look it up at Southern Living Plant Collection, but it is nice and tight and compact. It will get to be a 3 feet by 3 feet, part sun to part shade, very versatile, and it is salt tolerant. So my folks who live along the coastline, you know that Pittosporums do really well, but we like this one because of the variegation on the leaf. So it has a nice different color to it, a texture to it, and if you put this, depending on your bed, it could go on the front of your bed or it could be in the middle. It just depends on where you're putting it in your flower bed. But this is what we call a great foundation planting because it is that evergreen and does really, really well. Moving on down, I do want to show you also the those crepe myrtles, the center stage crepe myrtles from Proven Winners. They are such gorgeous plants. I've got a gardenia here. Guess that'll have to go in my ear later on today. So the center stages are really fun. This is center stage coral. And let me find, let's see. Here we go. Center stage coral, there's the tag for you. They come in a variety of colors, but it is blooming. But the center stages are really fun because they do have that nearly black foliage on them. Right now, of course, they are small, right? They're in a 2-gallon, but they will grow to be a tree. And the crepe myrtles are hardy in zones 7 to 9, and they will get to be about 6 to 12 feet tall and 8 feet wide. So as you're growing your crepe myrtle, you will limit up. We've got lots of videos on that, and to show you exactly how to trim your crepe myrtles, but they will do really, really well. So there's coral, there's pink, there's red. So it does come in a bit of a different colors, really nice. Moving on down here, I know a lot of y'all love candy corn spirea as much as we do, because candy corn, look at the foliage on this plant. It is a fantastic shrub. Spireas do bloom, so they have beautiful blooms, very kind of like a pincushion type bloom. It's not a big, huge open flower like a hydrangea. Nice and low and wide. So it's a shorter one. It is deciduous, so keep that in mind. But candy corn has this gorgeous color to it. I mean, it is just stunning. So your new foliage is one color. As it matures, it will darken to a lovely green. So lots of color variation on it. Even with this one not flowering at this moment, it is still a fantastic interest to your garden. I was looking for, there it is. Tags hiding on me this morning. So they are hardy in zones 4 to 7. So for us, even being a 7B, they are very, they do great for us. You just may want, because it's considered for sun, to part shade. If it gets all day sun, maybe stick it on some irrigation. If you're not on irrigation and you tend to be a little drier, maybe get it, sun up until like 1 o'clock and then put it in the shade. So you just have to be a little aware of that, but extremely cold hardy. And it's only gonna be about 1.5 feet tall and wide. So again, nice and petite, fantastic. We love candy corn. Our folks who come to us love candy corn. And you can see when it's in, you put them in groups, it just makes a really lovely, lovely statement on in your landscape. So that is a lovely one, and it pairs really well with loropetalums. So this is Jazz Hands Bold. Look at this foliage. So if you were to put a loropetalum behind the spirea, or you put it behind that Mojo Pittosporum that I showed you earlier, stunning, because you've got color contrast. When you're planting your landscape, you want to have different colors and you want to have different textures. That's really important to make it interesting, right? We don't want all of the same shade of green or all of the same shade of burgundy. Color contrast so that the plants pop off of one another is really important. Jazz Hands Bold we like because it's got huge leaves on it, and it does make a bold statement in your garden. Trying to find the tags right here, let me show you. So loropetalums do tend to be those southern shrubs, right? So this is one of those shrubs that is for definitely the warmer climates, 7B to 9, and the bold will get, it's going to be a nice medium sized one, 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. We can do the Purple Daydream from Southern Living. It's one of the nice more petite ones, so it's very short. Then you can have anywhere from, the bold to the 5 to 6, and then some of the ones that we have at our house, they're like 15 feet tall. So depending again on where you're gonna put it, make sure you know what that mature size is, because loropetalums, once they're established, man, they are happy and they grow super fast, and you don't wanna be constantly fighting loropetalums. You want them to grow to their max size and be happy where they are, and that makes you as the gardener and the maintainer very, very happy. I do want to show you, I'm not sure if these are these came in new or not, but they're really pretty. These are the Encore azaleas. This is the autumn, is it fire? Bonfire. So gorgeous foliage on this. I mean, look, this is a stunning plant. Lots of new foliage on it. The Encores are, of course, a reblooming hydrangea. Bonfire is a gorgeous red color. So your reblooming hydrangeas, listen to me, your reblooming azaleas will bloom, of course, gorgeous in the spring, right? Beautiful, nice, bold blooms on it, huge attractor. Then they'll bloom about midsummer and then the fall. The spring and the fall, I have found, tend to be their biggest times of blooms. Really, really nice. And so Bonfire, because they come in all colors, sizes, all the good things. This will be only 3 feet tall, 3.5 wide. Another great foundation planter because you've got that evergreen color on it. It's nice and dark green, and you can see where there's different colors, not only of the blooms, but also your foliage. So have fun and pick out those great colors. Hydrangea trees are coming into their own. This is the little lime or the limelight? This is limelight. And so you can see gorgeous, full of blooms, very happy. You will notice too that this thing is, I mean, they are full of water because of irrigation. It ran this morning, and you will notice that they are not flopping. So when you have your panicle hydrangeas, make sure, I cannot preach this enough, that in late winter, you only prune it back by 1/3. I just had somebody comment and say, help me with my, I think it was little limes. She said, they're just so floppy and I prune it really heavy every single winter, and I really, she just said I prune it heavily. So for me, that was like a red flag. She's pruning it too much.
Yeah, I talked to someone yesterday that had pruned it down to the ground.
Right, pruned it down to the ground, which will it reflush and rebloom? Yes, it will. But you're gonna have extremely weak stems. And when you've got big, beautiful blooms like this that are full of water, then they're gonna get heavy. So like these are full, and of course they'll go down a little bit, but they're not completely flipped over. So don't prune them back any more than 1/3. I wanna show you too while we're standing right here, because this is Rose of Sharon season. This is the chiffon pink, and chiffon pink is a very soft baby doll pink, very light. So if you're looking for lighter colors in your garden, more pastel, cooler colors, chiffon pink would be a great option for you. They do get taller than they are wide, and they are big pollinator attractors. There's a big old fat bumblebee trying to wiggle its way in there. His little hiney is sticking out, but he's right there. And the Roses of Sharon, to give you an idea, zones 5 to 9, they can be 8 to 12 feet tall and like 4 to 6 wide. But they do bloom on new growth, so you can easily keep them into the size that you want. I have a white chiffon right there on the edge of the patio in the house. It loves the spot and it's nice and big. I'm gonna train it to be more in like a tree standard form because it's getting a little too big. So you can prune it and shape it however you want to, and it will do great. We're gonna back up just a little bit because I wanna show you, we've talked about this before with these are the quick fire fabs. Look how the color that they're changing. Isn't that fantastic? The quick fire fab panicle hydrangea, taller than it is wide, but here we are mid to late July and it is turning that rosy mauve color. Fantastic. We struggle here in the South with that because of our nights being so hot and humid. If our nights would cool down more quickly and like just really be a cool, then they easily will turn, the panicles will turn. But like for us, limelights will turn straight to cream, lime, brown. They don't even pretend to try to, they don't even try to go to pink. We got in some sunshine Ligustrums. This is a fantastic shrub. We sell the hound out of this thing. And if you watched, we did a video just the other day of our friend Amber and Ronnie's house, and they had loropetalums in their yard where they installed their new landscape. It is this loropetalum. So this is the ever red loropetalum. It'll get to be like 6 feet by 6 feet, which work great in their house because they have a lot of foundation on that side of their house that they want to kind of, you know, hide as the years go by. So it is that, you know, on the larger side, a 6 by 6. Big, huge leaves on it will turn, the blooms are a lovely red. Loropetalums, again, like we talked about earlier, are for that southern climate, but this is fantastic. Now, if they had chosen, it's all a design preference, pairing loropetalums and sunshine ligustrums together is stunning because there is such color contrast between these two shrubs. They are both evergreen. They give you color and interest 12 months out of the year. Fantastic. We have these sunshine ligustrums, remember, on the bank that we toured with you the other week between the greenhouse and the barn. So sunshine ligustrums are great. They are full sun. Both of these they love the full hot sun. Sunshine ligustrums are, it's another southern living plant, and it is going to be hardy in zones 6 to 10, full sun, and you can keep it anywhere from 3 feet tall to 6 feet tall, and they are taller than they are wide. But I mean, we love this plant. We have it in multiple areas at the nursery, at our mailbox, and then you just prune late winter going into spring. I got a spider web on me. That's the thing, when you go through the nursery first thing in the morning, you get to be the one catching all the spider webs. Let's see, what else am I missing, Jer? Oh, come on. Let me show you. Now, I do not have this plant in my garden yet. Last year I mistakenly, anyway, I made a mistake and I planted the wrong shrub. So love this shrub. This is Vanilla Spice. Let me get one that has a tag so I can show you on the outside. Vanilla Spice Summer Sweet. This is the time of year that it is blooming, and it is a deciduous shrub. It does these beautiful, kind of like a bottle brush bloom on it that are pure white. Pollinators go nuts over this shrub. Absolutely insane. Here early in the morning, things are wet, the pollinators haven't woken up yet. They come over this plant and just cover it. I love it because it smells insanely delicious. It's that little bit of a honeysuckle-ish, jasmine, in that kind of family bloom scent to it. Gorgeous. So the Vanilla Spice is hardy in zones 4 to 9, extremely versatile. You can keep it anywhere between 3 to 6 feet tall, 3 to 5 feet wide. It blooms on new growth, so you can prune it every late winter to keep it, you know, whatever size that you want. It is, I want to say it is a native plant. I don't think I'm wrong on that. And it does handle moist soil very well. So if you've got a damp spot, you can absolutely use it in there. And it is part to full sun. So extremely versatile, delicious scent. You really want to plant this where you're going to be close to it so that you can smell that sweet aroma. So if your porch or wherever it is that you have an area that you sit at, Vanilla Spice is a fantastic one. I feel like there was something else that we were supposed to show. Nope, we got it all. Now, of course, the butterfly bushes are, you know, in all their glory. The hydrangeas, tons of things are in all of their glory right now. Oh, Kaleidoscopabelia. Where's the
some fairy trails now?
Fairy trail. Oh, yeah. Come on over here. And then the Kaleidoscopabelias. We talked about Kaleidoscopabelias when we did the bank tour. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get over there. We're gonna tiptoe by the spireas and the butterfly bushes. We got in. That's right. the Fairy Trail Bride hydrangea. So Fairy Trail Bride is the first cascading hydrangea on the market. We introduced this to you last year, sold out super fast. We were able to grab them from another nursery, so we have them in now. You can see we are starting to put on some buds. Really beautiful, pure white blooms on it. It is going to be color specific, so that means that your soil pH will not affect the color. It will be white. This is for the southern climates. I want to say it's zones 7 through 9. But it's basically a 4x4, and it blooms on new wood and old wood. What does that mean? It means you don't want to prune it. You just want to leave it alone, so put it in a space that it can get that 4 feet by 4 feet and grow nice and happy. It is zones 7 to 9, sun to part shade. So fun, so pretty. You can put these in containers. We have customers that have put them in containers and are doing really, really well. And then the kaleidoscope abelias are around here somewhere. I don't know where we put them. But if you remember back to when we did the bank bed, Jerry's pointing me in this direction, in the back. Oh, I do see them. I missed them. Another great option that is low and wide for your flower beds, and because they are right beside the lower petalums, you can see what a lovely contrast they are. But these are, just like the ones on the bank are starting to bloom. They are late summer, early fall bloomers. A beautiful color contrast on them, a 3x3. You just want to shape them up in late winter, early spring. But just a beautiful plant, low maintenance. The Japanese beetles don't bother them. Just easy peasy. They are going to be more on that full sun. The more sun they get, the more of the color variation you're going to get with them. But everything is doing great here. The trial beds are they are rocking right now. So we're dealing with the morning sun. So we're gonna mosey over here just for a second. But I think you can see behind me how well everybody is doing. Very happy. We are gonna do a full-on garden tour of this spot just as soon as the weather cooperates and all the things. But been really happy with it. The new 15 favorite perennial garden is doing great. Lots of fun things to show you with that. But anytime you're here at the nursery, you can come by, self-guided tours. Just walk on over, take as many pictures as you like, have fun, be inspired, take notes on things that you like that you may want to do next year coming up. Lots of fun here at Creekside. As always, thanks so much for gardening with us. We appreciate you. Y'all have a fantastic day. Stay cool out there, drink your water, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.